Hello, Potato. On the road to rather mundane culinary adventure, I have discovered that I kind of enjoy some of these plant-based meat alternatives. I enjoyed the Impossible Meatball at Pim's Test Kitchen. I think I actually kind of like the Beyond Fried Chicken from KFC better than the real thing, the Panda version. Not so much, but I had notes. But I've tried like Beyond Beef Jerky and found that to be quite pleasant. And so when I saw today's item, I figured we had to give them a try, because I also kind of like sausages. Not overly herby sausages, but sausages. And so today's item, this came from either Costco or Sam's Club. We're having a bit of a debate over where we actually bought them from. But they are from Field Roast. It's a meat and cheese company. But these are neither meat nor cheese. They are plant-based sausages in a plant-based sausage discovery pack. Now, these are unfortunately just a little bit out of date. I bought them a while back wanting to do this video, and then promptly didn't do it for quite some time. So that's a factor too. If these are not good, that is a possible reason why. Bold flavors, 3 ways. Our plant-based sausage discovery pack includes 3 of our boldest flavor sausages, all handcrafted with delicious vegetables and carefully selected herbs and spices. So in the discovery pack, we get Italian garlic and fennel, spicy Mexican chipotle, and smoked apple and sage, all pleasant sounding flavors. So what's in here? See, calorie-wise, 220 for a smoked apple, 230 for a chipotle, and 220 for Italian. Peel casing before cooking, clip one end of sausage with scissors, cut down the length of sausage halfway, and remove plastic casing. So that's a little different. I have never had to remove the plastic casing, never had a plastic casing. I've never had to remove the casing off of a sausage, never had to remove the casing off a sausage before cooking it. Now, depending on what you're doing with the sausage, you may remove the casing, but I've never actually had that be part of the instructions. Grill on outdoor grill. Well, we're not going to do that. Here you go. Brown in a saute pan with a little oil on medium heat, or break up sausage with fingers to use in sauces, stir fries, and scrambles. Avoid overcooking. Well, that should be interesting, given that I have no idea what it's going to look like to overcook a fake meat sausage. What's in them? Oh, wow, that is very tiny. Filtered water, vital wheat gluten, expelled pressed safflower oil. So these are basically gluten. Dried apples, Yukon Gold potatoes, gluten and potatoes. Wheat gluten, expelled onions, garlic. So I guess these are basically gluten. This one, the apple and sage has a potato in it too, but I don't see that in the chipotle. But I could just be reading it wrong. So basically these are like gluten sausages. So obviously if you have a gluten allergy, this is probably not the thing for you. So let's open up, since I have to cut them out of the packaging anyways to cook them, and take a look at them. Now, I mean, obviously the middle one is our chipotle, but I don't know about which one's which on the other ones. Are these going to come out easily, or is this going to be a pain? Is it like 4 links? Are they stuck? Oh, they're individual packages on the inside. All right, there's our garlic and fennel. So I was thinking I could just leave them in the plastic wrapper there and leave that on display, but no, that is not a thing we can do, because inside here, I'm guessing these must be, since they have barcodes on them, must be how they are normally sold. So it looks like you get a link of 4 sausages. So is my cutting one off going to create a problem? Interestingly, the sell-by date on that packaging, while still in the past, is a little later than what was on the outer packaging. I guess they went with the ones that expired first, which probably makes sense. So I really like the color on that chipotle one. So that is our Italian garlic. No, that's our apple sage. That's our chipotle, and this is our Italian. Which the Italian and the chipotle are a little less out of date by a couple days. Oh, no, sorry, I guess the Chipotle is the one that's the most out of date. So, what if you don't want to make all 4? Is this... I feel like it's going to be hard to keep that sealed up. But let's, let's cut off 1 link from each package. I mean, I feel like I'm potentially going to find that these are atrocious because they're out of date, making this a totally unfair video. And then I'm just tossing the other 3 anyway. Ooh, that's a juicy one. All right, so let's put these just kind of on the plastic in case they leak. I feel like leaking is a potential issue here. So some oil coming out of the, what was that? Well, I guess I can smell it and find out. I think that's our apple and sage. Don't know. I've forgotten already. That is unfortunate. They should have been more clearly marked on the actual packages, or on the actual sausages. But I think that's our Italian, which explains the red stuff in it would be like peppers and things. Also the oil. Yeah, it smells kind of like an Italian sausage. Smell our Chipotle. That's got a lot of oil coming out of it. Yeah, smells a little spicy. And let's look at all the oil on the blade there. Let's cut into our apple one so we can get a good smell of it. That one, it didn't open up as much on the end. It smells kind of like beef stick, honestly. Like a little like Oscar Mayer, Hillshire Farms beef stick. Which, one of the best things about the holiday is that Hillshire Farms is back with their beef stick. Some people going on about Swiss Colony beef log. I'm much more of a Hillshire Farms person. Hickory Farms, not Hillshire Farms. Yeah, I'm a real good fan. That's why I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it smells kind of like beef stick to me. All right, so the texture's weird. It definitely it doesn't feel. It feels almost like clay. Here, let's just get them all out of their packaging before I go and fry them up. Which I will not be taking you along with me on that because I don't feel like moving the camera around today. So, oh wow, look at how red that is. Now I can't touch anything. That is super oily. It smells really good though. I definitely like the smell of that one the best. Let me wipe my hands. It's getting on the table. You can't see it because it's below the range of the camera, but I am just getting that red oil everywhere. Wow, that is not great. And looks like there's a little bit more oil in our Italian here as well. So let's try to exhume that. And we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, texture-wise, they don't smell bad, but they're very heavily herbed, so yeah, I think that's our Italian. Why does apple? Maybe there's a lot of sage in a Hickory Farms beef log. I don't know, beef stick. Well, they call them something else now, don't they? They changed the name a few years back. But it'll always be beef stick to me. So, yeah, they smell good. They feel a bit like clay. They don't look super great, but then again, they are sausages. Sausages usually don't look super great. But yeah, they seem okay. They don't smell like they're off. So let me go and fry them up in a little bit of oil and hopefully not overcook them, whatever that actually means. And we'll come back and give them a try. All right, so having never made plant-based sausages before, I really don't know. I don't know what to look for on them. On the outer packaging, it did not have any indication as to what temperature to cook it to. So I went for 150 degrees Fahrenheit and then have been letting it rest for a couple minutes while I came back in here and got set up. But while I was setting back up, I realized the individual wrappers have some better information on them than just reading the instructions. So The smoked apple and sage is made from Yukon Gold potatoes, apples, and rubbed sage. And still doesn't say what temperature to cook it to, though. It just says to cook it over medium heat. So, yeah, I don't know what is overcooking on a plant-based sausage. I mean, I'm gonna say a couple of these came out a little dark, but I wanted to make sure, especially given that they are out of date, that we are as food safe as possible here. But our Italian fennel is made with eggplant, onions, and sweet peppers. So that one smells good, but I'm thinking I'm not an eggplant person, so I may not particularly care for that one. And our chipotle is crafted with sweet onions, garlic, and chile de árbol peppers. So interesting. So, but there's still gluten. All three of them do have wheat gluten in their ingredients. So as like the second thing. So I'm thinking they are still predominantly gluten, but let's unveil them, take a closer look. And so as you can see, this one, which I think was our apple and sage, looks the most like a sausage. See, I did, like the instructions said, I did it in a skillet with a little bit of oil. I used some olive oil and just kind of kept rolling them, or I couldn't really roll them because even with oil, they stuck quite badly. This one, not so much. These two, much more. They stuck quite badly to the bottom of the pan, so they did leave off, little chunks came off. Here's our Mexican Chipotle. Now these two, the Mexican Chipotle and the Italian, look the most like something you've molded together with a handful of ground beef. They look the most like sausage with the casing removed. This looks most like the sausage with casing on. Another interesting thing, again, having never done plant-based before, normally when I cook a meat sausage, they start to curl up, making it very hard to get an even cook when I'm rolling them around in the pan, because they'll do this. And these, and I guess it's because they don't have any skin on them, don't do that. So that's interesting. And then over here, I think the one that kind of, so it's unfortunate the oil on these two were both largely left in the packaging, because I think that probably would have helped the cooking, and I imagine there was a lot of flavor in that oil. But there's our Italian. Again, it probably fared the worst of the three as far as bits of it coming off and sticking to the bottom of the pan. And it's also one that looks most like it wants to fall apart now. But they are cooked. I got to 150 degrees. They've rested for a few minutes, so hopefully that has brought us to some sort of a safe temperature. Because now we have to try them. So I'm a little disappointed that the Mexican Chipotle is made predominantly with onions, because not a big onion person unless they're like battered and deep fried. But let's try. What do we try first? I think we should try. I think this was our smoked apple and sage. At least I think that's what it is. You'd think I would have been smart and kept track when I opened them, but this is void of intelligence. So let's just kind of cut off a piece, get a look at it. I mean, that looks like a real sausage. I mean, by looking, I couldn't tell you that is not meat. Kind of smells like a real sausage too, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, this has to be the smoked apple, because I think I'm smelling potato. It's not overly strongly scented. But it smells, it feels like meat. But I think that's our potato right there. All right. Hopefully this doesn't make me sick, being again, a couple weeks out. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna say the texture's about right. I do think this would be overcooking, because I do taste a little char in there. Other flavor, it's not bad. It doesn't taste like it's off or anything. So I'm gonna be daring and have another bite. It's got a little bit of heat to it. Oh no, is this? I don't feel at all confident that this is actually the smoked apple and sage, though. Yeah, it's got a little bit of sweetness to it, so I do think that is the apple. Other than the burnt flavor, which is unfortunately me and my inexperience cooking these type of sausages, The flavor is pretty good. It's got a little sweetness in there. It's got a little heat in there from something, which is interesting. I wasn't expecting any heat from this one. It's got onion powder. It's got smoke flavor. It does taste a little smoky. I mean, the heat could potentially be coming from the oil from that. It's they did all cook in the same pan. So, and of course, they sat on the plate together, and that red oil off of that got just like everywhere. So it's possible that it's just some of the heat from the oil from that. But it's not bad. If you serve that to me, I would eat it. Let's try what I think is our Italian. So the texture on this, just even cutting it, this feels almost more like it has a skin on it. This does not at all. But let's take a look. Again, it looks about right. Oh yeah, this is definitely, smelling it now that it's cooked, this is definitely the Italian. This smells like a very, very strongly herbed Italian sausage. Something I'm probably not going to care for just because it's going to be too strongly flavored. But let's try it. So the texture is a little more rubbery, I think, on that one. And certainly more rubbery than I would expect from real Italian sausage. But the flavors are about right. It's not a flavor profile that I super care for, but it's not bad. If you put that on a pizza or something, I probably wouldn't know, or even in a sauce. This would probably work well in a sauce. It's flavored about right for an Italian sausage. Getting a little bit of heat in there. The fact that it's made from eggplant, I couldn't tell. I really kind of thought that was going to be an issue for me. But yeah, I can't tell that that's eggplant at all. Again, a little burnt, but that's my fault for overcooking it, or at least cooking it on too high of a heat. It said medium, but my stove's medium is I think runs a little hotter than what they frequently mean. So yeah, it's despite being made of things that I don't care for, like sweet peppers and eggplant, that is acceptable. It's not a flavor that I would choose. But I mean, if it was in sauce or something, I would eat it. I wouldn't sit there and throw a fit about it. But it is texture-wise a little bit more rubbery, I think, than that, and certainly more rubbery than I would expect like Italian sausage on a pizza or on a sauce to be. All right, this is the one I have the highest hopes for: spicy Mexican Chipotle. It's also made with onions though, but I couldn't tell the eggplant in that, and I could smell but not really taste the potato in that. So hopefully, this is not just going to taste super, super oniony. It'll taste like a nice, like a good chorizo would be nice. A nice chorizo kind of a flavor. I don't know, they make like soy rizo and stuff. That's a thing I could already have bought. But let's cut through here. It's nice and red in the center from all that oil that was dripping out of it. Maybe it smells a little like chorizo. I definitely do. I do smell the chipotle. I mean, I could tell even if I couldn't see it. This is meant to be like a Mexican-inspired flavor. Still a little oil in there, maybe? Maybe. Let's give it a try. That is actually surprisingly spicy. It's not like too hot, but there's a good amount of heat in there. I wonder how much there would have been if that oil hadn't all leaked out, because I'm sure that's where that heat was. Flavor-wise, it doesn't taste like chorizo, which is disappointing. I mean, it didn't say it would, so that's not really fair to judge it on. I think maybe even a little bit more rubbery than our Italian there. I think texture-wise, this one's hits it the most. These ones are both a little rubbery, which may also be part of why they're also the ones that kind of wanted to come apart the most. That's got a good amount of heat. I like the heat. The flavor, though, there's the sweetness. I can taste the sweetness from the onions, but it's not super oniony. Well, I'm not in love with the flavor. I couldn't just put this on a bun and eat it, which is kind of disappointing. It's I don't know I guess you could maybe break it up and put it on. I don't know what I'd use it for. I honestly don't know what. I mean, I suppose if you took the whole package, you could break it up and make like an enchilada filling or a tamale filling or something out of it. It's not bad. It's not as good as I had the highest hopes for this one. I like the spice level a lot. The flavor, maybe with some sauce or with some other flavors on it, it would be better. But on its own, the flavor isn't great. Again, it's got a little bit of a burn to it because I guess I overcooked it. But again, like this one, if you broke it up and put it in something, I think you might be able to get away with it depending on how much of that you put in there. It doesn't necessarily taste like fake meat. It's a little rubbery. But again, if you put that in like an enchilada casserole or something and didn't tell me it was plant-based, I don't think I would know. Because, with the other textures of tortilla and cheese and beans and whatever else you're putting in there, I don't think I would necessarily know that, oh, you've served me fake meat. Even if you served it to me like this, I don't know that I'd know it's fake. I would know it's rubbery and maybe kind of like a low-quality meat, which for its sausage usually is a very low-quality meat. But I don't know that I would know blind that any of these weren't real meat. Maybe if I put them side by side with real meat, like a real, a pork-based or a chicken-based. Well, that's not fair. I don't think we're trying to be chicken. I guess pork would probably be the most appropriate, given the look and the texture. If you put it next to like a pork-based sausage, I probably would tell the difference. If you told me that one was real meat and one was plant-based, I could probably guess which one was which. But just blind, just on their own, or especially if you mix them with other things, I don't think I would know. But they're quite good. I would consider getting these again. Hopefully I get some that are in date, because I'm not feeling any ill effects from eating these so far. I'm not sure I'm daring enough to let these sit any longer and cook the other 3 out of each, because that's a lot of fake sausage. But I'm going to say these are good. I mean, as somebody who's not a vegetarian and certainly not a vegan, I, of course, am always comparing these to the real thing, which is probably not totally fair. I mean, they're trying to look like the real thing. Trying very hard, and doing a quite good job of it. But I mean, for somebody who's a vegetarian, that probably doesn't matter all that much. But then again, you want to eat a sausage, so maybe it does? I don't know. I don't want to sit here and try to guess the minds of vegetarians. Nothing good probably comes from going down that road, so we'll stop going that road and just say these are decent. Field roast. I kind of want to try some of I wonder what their real sausage tastes like, because it's a meat and cheese company, so I'm assuming they have real meat sausages as well. I kind of trace those, because that's probably the most fair comparison would be to taste their meat sausages and see how they taste compared to the gluten counterparts. But again, if you serve these to me and didn't tell me, and especially if you mix them into things, I don't think I would know. And even if I did know, which I do, I don't care. They're decent. They're not bad. I'm enjoying them. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of them, because again, they're not, these two in particular aren't really best suited for eating like in a hot dog bun or something. I mean, really, honestly, this probably isn't either. But they're not bad. I don't know. Figure out what to do with them. And figure what to do with the rest of them, because again, they're a bit out of date. But I found this interesting, and I hope you did as well. If you did, go ahead, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.